Gang, 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 geek, geek, giddity, gang, gang. Welcome back, guys, on my channel, Real Black Girl Shit, period. Well, today's video is going to be a little serious. Like, you know, you guys, I'll be clowning around and stuff like that all the time on my videos, but this video is something deep, is something serious. And as you can see from the title, I'm going to be discussing about my biggest heartbreak, my last relationship that I had, how I got hurt, how I got impacted, and everything that happened from the day everything started until how I am now and how I healed and got through everything. I'm about to fill y'all in, besties, with all the tea, because every time I tell, like, all my girls, everybody that knows the situation, they be like, nah, this is a Lifetime movie. Nah, this shit happened to me in real life, girl. And I'm going to fill y'all in, okay? Because I'm definitely healed. It's been 2 years since I've been single. And definitely, I feel like I can discuss about y'all could discuss about, like, what I went through, you know, in the situation. I'm not bashing nobody. Definitely not bashing nobody. Not bashing him. Not bashing the person that was involved with him. I'm just telling my story. So if, you know, other girls are going through this situation, how to get out of it, how to heal, you know, I'm just giving y'all my real life experience, because that's how I am. I'm a real ass bitch, okay? But before we get into the video, if you are new here, hey, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content that I'm posting, bestie. So every time I post another video, you can get notified or whatever. And if you are returning, what's up? Thank you once again for tuning in to another video with moi, the queen. And you don't forget to like, comment, and share this video to people that have not subscribed to my channel as yet. Because I'm looking at my little YouTube studio, child, and it's looking like half the people that look at my videos is not subscribed, and half. And no. It's like 71% is like not subscribed, and it's like 19% that subscribed. They watching my shit. If you don't subscribe to my channel, like, nah, let me stop. But yes, please help me out. We are on the road to 100. Literally, we are 5 subscribers away. And I wanted to make that 100 before my birthday, April. And it's looking like it, girl. So please help me out. Well, on that note, without further ado, let's get into the video. So as y'all know, like I said, it's going to be a tradition. Every video, well, don't even mind me, because half of my nails is gone, please. Y'all know this is real black girl shit, okay? We go through this type of shit. But yeah, y'all know every video I got a drink. You know what I'm saying? And this video, I need this drink for sure, because I might get a little emotional and stuff like that. I don't know, because it's the first time, like, I'm telling, like, the world about it, because people close to me know about it, but it's the first time I'm exposing it to the world. And, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't know what type of reaction I'm gonna get, but this is my white Moscato wine that I'm gonna be drinking. You know what I'm saying? It's a Winking Owl from Aldi's. Y'all be sleep on Aldi's wine now. Don't sleep on it. Aldi's wine be good. Trust and believe. And it be like $2.99. Okay? It's just like that Sutter Home and that Barefoot quality that you get for $9, baby. I'm getting it for $2. Drink up. All right, so if y'all remember, I had like a threesome video basically about how me and my previous boyfriend, I'm gonna call him David, I'm not gonna say real names, had a threesome for his 25th birthday, I believe. I think it was 25, or I don't remember, but did a threesome with the girl, and I'm gonna call her Bailey, because I ain't like I said, I ain't. But he had a threesome with her. So after that, girl, my life went upside down. I should never did that threesome, but we gonna get into it. So I have a little timeline in my bum phone of exactly, let me show y'all. Look at this. Exactly what happened from day one. I wrote notes. Look at this. Look at it. It just keep going. It just keeps. So like y'all know, this gonna be a long video full of some tea. So get y'all drinks and let's get into it, okay? So basically, December 2019. So we had a threesome like November, the end of November, towards like the ending. So that was his birthday, whatever. So December, because this happened 2019, it started 2019. So December 2019, they started like getting close to each other. Like I see on his phone, like they started texting more. Like I would see more messages coming in from her more than a usual basis before the threesome. So I'm like, okay, so they've been best friends, you know, before he even met me. So I'm like, okay, they've been best friends or whatever. So I'm not thinking much of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, they texting more. Maybe they could reconnect them back. Because remember, before this, we had her blocked for a whole year. So he had unblocked her or whatever. And that's when we started reconnecting with her. So I'm like, all right, maybe they're reconnecting, you know. Me, I'm delusional as fuck. I'm a nice and calm person. I don't be thinking a person, like I don't be seeing bad in nobody. And that's a big problem that I have in life. So basically, after that, they text him more on a daily basis. So it was like probably beginning of December, she was saying that, oh, she gonna move out her place and go move back with her baby father in Indiana, because he had moved to Indiana for some reason, I don't know. So she was like, oh, she gonna move there, blah, 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 letting us know that she wanna hang out and say goodbye to us and stuff because she gonna miss us. So come to find out, her mom was like, oh, if you move, you gonna get kicked out of this house. If you move out of Indiana, I'm gonna kick you out before you move to Indiana, basically. So she wouldn't have a place to stay before she would leave. So basically, it was a whole situation. He let me know, like, oh, she might have to move in with us. I'm like, what the fuck you mean she might have to move in with us? Like, why do I have to accept that? Why do I have to open my doors up to her? And we don't even have no space. We have a 1-bedroom. She gonna be sleeping on the couch. And she got a child at that. She has a son, y'all. So I'm like, that's a little too much for me, you know? So me and him had got into a little scuffle. No, not a scuffle with hands, because I don't fight nobody. But we had got into a little argument. Because I'm like, okay, this is your best friend. But at the end of the day, I'm already seeing y'all texting on a daily basis. I'm not looking through his phone because I don't do that. I'm already seeing that shit. So I'm like, nah, there's something fucking wrong with this shit. And now she moving in. And me, I'm going to be working. I don't think she was working at that time. So I'm going to be working, leaving y'all in the house together alone. I don't accept that. So eventually, whatever, we let her into our home. And that was the most toxic week of my fucking life. Like, that shit was just so, it was just full of emotion. You know, she was like calling her father, you know, crying. And it was just too much, because I knew at the time that, I knew, but at the end of the day, like, I still was thinking positive. I was like, okay, now I feel like he has feelings for her. And he's still with me. So I feel like our relationship was in jeopardy. But I still wasn't like, oh, okay, this is just a little rough patch. We gonna get through it. I was just kept saying that in my head. But little that I know, this shit was finna be over. So she stayed, right? Then after that, she had went back to her mom, like eventually, well, like when she was about to leave to India, and I think it was the day before, him and her, David, my ex, was convincing Bailey to stay in Miami, talking about, oh, you know, you should stay, I'm gonna take care of you. Like, he told her all of that. So I'm like, the fuck, ain't me and you together, my nigga? So I guess he ended up convincing her. But Bailey stayed, and her mom ended up letting her stay, you know, move back in the house because she wasn't going to Indiana no more. So I'm like, oh, so she's staying here, because if she would have left, all right, everything that happened, this, you know, the threesome and everything, it wouldn't matter because she was going to be in a whole different state. But now that she stayed, I knew my relationship was in jeopardy after this. So after that, basically, you know, December, I also got, like, after she left, I got fired from my job I was working at Instacart as a manager. So I got fired from that because I was just going to work depressed because she was in my house, and I wasn't focused on the job as a manager. I wasn't doing my managerly duties, if that's even a word, like I supposed to. So I ended up getting fired, so I ain't had no job. So then David had got pissed off that I got fired, ended up quitting his job because we was working at the same job. So he ended up quitting his job as well because he was pissed off that they fired me, whatever. So we both had no job. Mind you, I had to pay $1,350 rent every month on my own. So without this job, child, I was going to get evicted. So, obviously, during this time, he started going to like his cousin's house and stuff like that, talking about he's going to babysit their kids and stuff like that. And little did I know, they was meeting up over there. That's after she had moved out. So he was going there, they was meeting up, of course they was having sex, child, of course, because that's all they do. I'm gonna get more into that, but they was having sex, etc. So it was just, at this point, like, our relationship was just, he not telling me shit, he just basically doing all the actions in my face, and I'm just sitting there at home depressed, alone. You know what I mean? At the point, I had his location, so I already know where he was at all the time. And most of the time, I see her at his house. I see him at her house. So I know, okay, my relationship is over. But I'm still trying to have hope and hold on, like, okay, we're going to get through this. Getting more and more emotional on a daily basis. So then after that, I decided on New Year's Eve, basically, because like my friends that are down here, they didn't know. I didn't tell nobody about the situation because I'm like, yo, I'm a person that go through shit by myself and I don't bother nobody, So I'm like, all right. New Year's Eve, I had enough. At this point, I was just so broken. So New Year's Eve, because he decided to leave me alone, right, on New Year's, to go spend it with Bailey. So David decided to leave me alone on New Year's. New Year's is supposed to be we bringing in the New Year's together, etc. He decided to leave me alone at the house and go spend it with her. So after that, I just knew, bro, I'm done with this man. I'm done with David. So after that, New Year's Eve, I went over to my friend's house that lived, it was like 5 minutes from me at the time. So I went over there. I decided to reveal to them, like, hey, what's going on? So all of them, they was like so surprised and upset. They was like, yo, Vasa, why you kept this from us and stuff like that? We could have been nipped this in the bud for you. We could have been let you know, like, yo, him doing this is over. You know what I mean? Even though it hurts, because I've been with him. At this time, I've been with him for 2 years. So 2 years, he basically flushed it and threw it down the toilet, like our relationship was shit. Mind you, we never had any like arguments. Like, we never had big arguments or scuffles, or our relationship was damn near perfect. So it was interesting that he did that. But anyways, New Year's Day, right, I decided, like, look, I'm done with this man. I'm packing his shit from my house, and I'm going to bring it to the cousin's house, basically, that he kept going to meet her at. So I packed my shit New Year's Day. And while I was packing that day, like, I was literally shaking. Like, I'm trying to, like, put the stuff in the bag, tying the bag, and I'm just like this, trembling, because I never been through this type of experience where I got so hurt like this, because that wasn't my first relationship, but it's my first real relationship, to the point where I fell in love with David. You know what I'm saying? So this type of hurt was something I never experienced before, so I didn't know what to do. So basically, I was shaking, because I know, like, listen, I was going to officially end things with the man I was in love with, So 2 of my friends, they helped me brought the stuff that day for moral support, because I couldn't do that shit alone by myself, because I felt like if I did it alone, I just was not going to even make it to the fucking house. So they came with me, and they're like, we come in, we going to drop off his stuff. So when we dropped off his stuff, I wanted to have a conversation with him for closure. So I wanted to just be like, all right, at this point, you messed us up. There's no going back. I just want to wish you well and everything. So I wanted to do a little closure. So at first, he kept declining the conversation. He didn't want to talk to me, because I guess he was so mad that I came drop off his stuff, because his cousins was there, and I think the cousin's mom was there, which is his aunt. So talk about I'm embarrassing him in front of everybody. And then also I was texting Bailey too. I'm like, yo, come get your man's stuff at this place. You know, you could have him. I'm done. So I'm texting him Bailey reckless, like, yo, come through, get this and stuff. Cause I'm done. You know, y'all did what y'all did, so I'm done. So she had pulled up or whatever with her friend, and she like, oh, cause he was there. He was at that house, like her cousin's house. He was there from New Year's before New. He was there for like days. He would keep going there and going there. So just leaving me in the house alone on every night basis, basically. So she was like, oh, why you doing this? He was gonna go home to you today and stuff like that. I'm like, so why the fuck you telling me when my man gonna come home to me? Like, I was just so mad, you know. I'm not a person, I'm not a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to fight nobody, something like that. Plus she had a kid, her other friend had her kid with her. So I'm like, nah, I don't want no pressure. I'm just letting you know, come get your man shit. Cause I'm kicking him out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing that in front of her as well. So I guess that's embarrassing even more. But you know, that's not my fucking problem. You decided to do things with her and ruin us. So of course I'm gonna embarrass you. The fuck? So after that, when he accepted to talk to me finally after numerous of tries, I was asking, I'm like, yo, why did you mess up our relationship? And why did you do this? Like, what made you wanna step out and go pursue your best friend and just act like I'm not a person or act like I ain't shit? It was just crazy. So he wasn't answering my questions. So he just started crying out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, I never seen this man cry a day in my life. Mind you, for 2 years, I never seen this man cry. So I'm like, oh my God. So I'm feeling bad like, bitch, like I did something when I did it. So I'm like, okay, I started feeling bad. You know, I'm feeling like, oh, he felt remorseful, the dumbass that I am. So I hugged him and told him, yeah, it's going to be all right. We're going to work on things, but you can't live with me anymore because of, I don't want you near me after you did what you did. You stepped out on us. You basically cheated. You cheated. You was going behind my back, fucking your best friend or whatever, and coming home to me. And no. We was basically in a triangle. That's what we call it. We was in a love triangle. He fucking her, fucking me at the same time. It was just too much. So then after that, a couple of days of us living together, we was talking on the phone and texting, but we was arguing a lot or whatever because he just kept getting mad that I embarrassed him in front of his family, and I could have just texted him like, oh, let's talk about it. Mind you, I was texting him the times he used to be over at the cousin's house doing whatever he got to do with her. I would text him every night like, yo, can we talk about this? Let's go. Let me take you out. Let's go to the beach. You know, let's have a deep conversation. I would write letters. Like, I was ready. Like, I'm a person, I write all my feelings in a letter. So I wrote him numerous letters. I'm like, listen, I have a letter that I want to recite you. This man would ignore me, wouldn't text me for hours. And it was just too much. It was just too much. So then after that, so he kept trying to flip the script, not acknowledging how he hurt me and stuff like that. So basically, he kept begging me to come back. And was like, oh, we're gonna fix things. You know, I want to live with you. I don't want to leave you alone to pay all these bills by yourself, and just selling me fucking dreams. So that obviously, I was like, all right, I let him back in because that's the type of person I am. I'm a nice person. So I let him back in, which I should never did because he was still doing the same nonsense, going to see her, going by her place, and it was just getting worse and worse. So February 2020, right? My heart broke literally even more. Like, I felt even more distraught, more hurt when he told me that they decided to actually be together and see where things go. So this is basically, he's saying, like, he didn't even try to repair us. Nothing. He's like, oh, okay, at this point, me and her just gonna be together. We just gonna try. You and him and his best friend. So I'm like, okay. You know, that night I was just crying my heart out on my balcony, and I'm just like, at this point, I'm done. You know, there's no stopping you. You don't want to fix things clearly. You never loved me if you did this. So, hey, do what you got to do. You know, because at this point, I'm done. Like, I can't hurt more than I was already hurting. So, after that, I almost got evicted from my apartment because I wasn't able to pay my rent due to us both not having jobs. While I did get a job, I ended up getting a job as a room service server at a hotel in downtown Miami, but that wasn't enough to pay the rent, clearly. So at that point, I was going to go back home, move to New York with my parents, and just start fresh. Just get away from Florida, Miami completely, because I didn't want to be here anymore. So his parents at their house, because he ended up asking them, like, oh, if me and him could stay there until we get back on our feet. Mind you, we just broken up, so he just asking it as a favor, you know. But he never let his parents know about this situation, which is the funny part. He never told the parents we was broken up, nothing. We just pretending like we still together. His mom, me and her were so close, has no idea. So they gave me 7 months, not having to pay any rent and bills, to find a job, save up and find me, basically for me to save up and find me a place. Then, you know, I ended up moving there at the end of February, and we were sleeping in his room on the same exact bed. So I'm like, this shit is just too... We sleeping on the same bed while you trying to pursue your best friend, barely. You with her, but we sleeping on the same bed. It was just so crazy. So then after that, this man ended up telling me that Bailey, his best friend, was pregnant. He had the nerve to ask me, because they have no jobs. And that time, y'all know, it was the beginning of COVID. So unemployment ain't start either. And I was working for Chewy, the company that I'm with now. So he had the nerve to ask me for assistance, like to help me pay for the expenses of their child when the child comes. I'm like, my nigga, what? So the girl that you cheated on me with is having your baby, and I'm supposed to help out with that? What? Let me drink some wine to that, because y'all, I'm telling you, it gets worse and worse. So I'm like, okay, you're dumb. I'm definitely not helping you with that. You better, first of all, you better see if that's your child anyway and get a DNA test. Because you so in love with this girl. And she have a baby father. And let me tell y'all, I didn't even tell y'all this. Her baby father, right? Bailey's baby father and him were best friends. So he literally did this shit to his best friend behind his back. Even though we wasn't on good terms with them, we had blocked both of them, her baby father and her, but still, y'all was best friends. When I met y'all was rocking together, playing ball and everything on a daily basis. So you did this to me and you did this to him. So you a foul ass nigga. Anyway, none of my business. So I'm like, okay, you dumb. I ain't now. The fuck? So after that, she had a miscarriage in April. Because this girl was smoking, drinking, doing all she can on this pregnancy. Clearly, she ain't want it. Had a miscarriage. I'm like, okay, that's y'all business. To me, whatever's meant to happen will happen. So, listen. So, after, like, you know, during this time of me working, I was working from home due to COVID. So he would take my car, like, on a daily basis, because first of all, I told him how to drive, because he didn't even know how to drive when I met him. So after I told him, he taking my car, because I work from home, so I can't even do shit. Taking my car, going wherever the hell he want to go. This nigga damaged my car. This the last car I had. He damaged it. He knocked off the passenger side mirror. He scratched off the side door, dented my fucking hood, and busted my tail out. He did everything to this last car that I had. Never paid for the damages, because, you know, I let this guy in so much. Like, I just gave him my freaking all. You know what I mean? And I just how can I say? Like, I gave him my all, and I just let him take advantage of me so much that he felt like he could do anything to me, and I'm not gonna do anything, you know? So that's what happened. So it was just like too much going on during this time or whatever. So September 2020, we're gonna fast forward. September 2020, I was finally able to move out from his parents' house to my own apartment. So I was like, thank God. You know, during this time, I was battling with my myasthenia gravis too. So I'm sick, working, going to hospital, dealing with your bullshit, trying to get like money for my new apartment. It was just too much. So after that, I tried to finally let go of him, but it was so hard because I realized I was so tied to him. You know what I mean? Because when you're in love with somebody, plus it's been 2 damn years, the first love of my life, my first relationship, is hard, you know? So during September-ish or whatever, so September, October, November, his birthday, everything of 2020, we would see each other like every other day, you know, during this time. We see each other like every other day. I would go to his place. When I would go meet him by his place. We would chill in the car, or he would come up here sometimes. I would go get him and bring him up here because he had no way of coming up here. Going to parties. We still would be messing around. And him and her was officially together at this time because they ended up moving in together in their own apartment. But it was so fucking toxic. Like, literally, they saw, like, bro, karma hitting y'all ass, you know? Because they started realizing, like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I mean? They was fighting. Like, he would text me, they fighting all the time. They not talking to each other, cursing each other out. It was just crazy. So he would get every chance he get to escape from the house to link up with me because he was going through some shit. And I'm like, you think y'all relationship gonna be good after what y'all did? You got another thing coming, my boy. So we still messing around or whatever during this time. So December 2020, they had a huge fight. It became physical. So he ended up going to jail. So of course, because he was gonna, I guess, yeah, I remember that night. I don't have the screenshots anymore, but that night, the night before, I think it was the night before, me and him ended up going somewhere. I think it was to a party, and then we ended up getting a motel, and just, you know, what happened after that. But we did that. So he ended up coming home, going home to his house like around 6 a.m. She didn't like that. So the next morning, they was arguing. It was just so much and going back and forth. She throwing shit. She trying to hit the nigga, doing all this shit. So that night, that's when it got physical. Then she had like, I think scratched up his face. His ear has some blood and stuff like that. I had like got the pictures of it because he, you know, when I bailed him out. Well, yeah, I paid a $900 bond, by the way, to bail him out because that's the type of bitch that I am. You know, because I'm going to drink again to that. Because, girl, I don't know. I was just dumb. I was just dumb. So I bailed him out, you know. And he ended up having to stay with me because there was a restraining order from him to refrain from her. So obviously they wasn't talking because it was a whole fickle or whatever. So he had ended up coming to stay with me at the apartment that I'm in now. And after that, so it was about, I would say, a couple of days. That's when I realized he started texting her again. So I'm like, are you dead ass? Like, after this girl barely just freaking scratched you up. She broke my computer. Like, she smashed my computer to the freaking ground. And everything, and you gonna end up texting her again? Are you out of your mind? None of my business though. But end up texting her again because what they didn't know is the big secret I'm gonna reveal is that he had signed into my Instagram account. Signed into his Instagram account once on my phone. So you know that stays there unless you sign out. So me, obviously, they would be talking shit about me, like literally everything I talk about. So he hit her up, you know, whatever. So then after that, while I would be working, this man would be taking my car to go see her, thinking that I didn't know. I could see everything that you post on it. I mean, everything y'all was talking about on Instagram. Like, oh, yeah, let me meet up with you, blah, blah, blah. So they meeting up with each other with this damn Brashano. And I'm like, okay, that's on you. So after that, some days he would go there at night and never come back with my car to the next day. So I'm realizing, like, wow, this nigga is bold as shit. Like, after you did all of this to me and you still, we're not even together. I helped you get out of jail and you're still hurting me in every way that you can. This shit is crazy. It's still continuing. So after that, during this time, December, my illness was so bad, I would be weak. I was walking with a cane at this time. So I literally could not do shit for myself. Like, he want to take my car. I can't do anything. I can't go down the stairs. I can't do nothing. So basically, that's what he would take advantage of, because you're like, all right, she can't do nothing. She got an illness. So I'm going to just do what I want to do and stuff like that. Just take my car as he pleases, and etc. So basically, everybody was telling me, like, yo, why are you in contact with him again? You need to block him going into 2021. You need to start the new year fresh without this man. So I decided 2021, while he was living with me or whatever, I packed his shit once again. And brought this shit to her house this time. So while I think she had came to pick him up from my place, one night. So I had packed all his shit when they left and brought it there. So that was like, that night was just crazy, because this man, when I had got there, put in his stuff, he literally was just acting so aggressive, pushing me, you know, hitting me and stuff like that, because I kicked him out again, and, you know, it was just crazy, you know. So yeah. So after I did that, I was like, all right, I blocked him off for everything. I'm finally gonna move the fuck on and leave them and they karma and they bullshit alone this time, for real. So after I did that, I started to feel depressed, you know, on a daily basis once again, because it's the soul tie. I'm feeling depressed. I'm like, damn, you know, even though we're not together, I'm still soul tied to this man. So I started feeling depressed every day because I felt bad for kicking him out. And I wanted to check up on him because I knew his court case was coming up because of the arrest that he had. Because, you know, after a month, they take you to court. So I unblocked him, and he ended up coming to stay with me again at the end of the month, because they had another fight. And she kicked him out or whatever. So they had another fight because he was back in contact with me, I guess. And I went to go get him that day, like a stupid girl that I am. I went to go get him from her place to go bring him to come move back in with me. So that day I remember like it's nothing. So when I went to go get him, basically that day, she had like her cousins, her nieces, a whole bunch of people just standing out there, you know, trying to jump me because I'm going to help him get his shit. So they about to jump me. Mind you, I have a cane because my illness was in prime time. So my illness was so bad I have a cane. So I'm like, y'all can go ahead and jump me. Jump me, because y'all jump me. God forbid I end up dead. Y'all are going to jail because y'all just beat up a disabled person because I have a cane. You know, so they ready to jump me or whatever. I'm sitting in the car, but you're trying to open my door, trying to jump me. And then literally, I think it was her sister that had called up one of their cousins to come shoot a nigga. The cousin gonna come through with a gun about to shoot me. I'm like, is y'all serious right now? Like, y'all about to shoot and kill me over me trying to help out this man. Like, how toxic can y'all be? Y'all going through karma because of what y'all did to me, and you getting mad at me? Go bye. You know, it was just, like I said, God is on my side because I didn't do nothing. Y'all did all this to yourself. So I'm like, y'all, come bring the gun. Come shoot me. You know, all weapons formed against me shall not prosper. Okay, so don't even play. You know, so I wasn't even worried. Because when you have God on your side, you ain't worried about that. Anyways. So when he moved here, you know, February, he was depressed for like, well, end of January going into February, he was depressed for like 3 weeks because they weren't talking to each other. So literally this time I thought it was over for real, that they're not going to talk. I thought this time it was over for real because they wasn't talking for like a good while. He would be in my car outside, like at my apartment, smoking all day, every day, and they really wasn't talking for real. Like, I would see on Instagram, I would see no hit-ups, nothing. Like, he had her blocked, she had him blocked. So this time, I was like, oh, they finally done. Come to find out, on Instagram, they started talking to each other back again. Then he started, oh, and she got pregnant for him again. My bad, I left that out. This was, like, February. No, this was like February or whatever. So then they started back talking again. He was doing the same shit, taking my car, going to see her, you know, staying there overnight with my car and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, I came up with a plan to finally be done with this man. So, because I'm like, after this, bro, I'm done. Like, literally, I'm done with this man completely. This soul tie gonna be released, and I'm gonna get myself out this love triangle once and for all. So I came up with a plan with my friends. I pretended that I'm moving to New York to get away from him. So during this time, I was packing up my suitcases and all to make the move seem real. He tried to convince me at the time to keep my lease open so him and his cousin could move into my place because they really thought I was moving. So obviously I could have did that because, bitch, I was staying here. So obviously, why the fuck would I let you come in here when I know that it's a lie? So when I denied that, he was like so angry that day. He was cursing me out badly, and it was just crazy, you know. So when I finally got him to leave, because I had dropped him off that day, and I was like, you know what, I'm leaving the next day. So when I finally got him to leave, he came back with his cousin, picked up his shit, and got the fuck up out of my apartment. So I'm like, after this is the last time I'm ever dealing or speaking to this man, on God. So this was my time to finally heal and get myself out of the soul tie, because he thought I moved out of the state, so he would actually leave me alone. So in March, the Bailey aborted the second pregnancy. That's what he told me, you know, because obviously when he moved back, he had moved back, I think, into her place or something like that once again. So they was going to try once again. Toxic as fuck, knowing damn well that they don't even work out because y'all can't. Y'all, after what y'all been through, it's not no. You know, y'all cannot work out. The only connection that I saw they was having is through sex. Like, that's the only thing y'all know. Y'all don't connect on a spiritual, a mental, and emotional level. All y'all connect on is that physical. And only sex is not going to keep a man. I'm sorry. So in March, he started calling me on the phone all the time, whatever, acting like I was in New York. You know, I was not playing. And he would call me to go when he was going on job interviews. So when he started working, he would call me on shift. We started talking on the phone every day, but I would make sure to keep my active like I was living in New York. You know, like if I was outside, I would like mute the phone, or while I'm working, I would just do little things to keep the act up like I'm living in New York. So we kept in contact all this time until one day, right? This is the day I was like, ah, shit. So we kept in contact, whatever. So one day in July, I was on the phone with him going to the pizza shop. So June, y'all know I got my surgery. So I was like, I wasn't able to drive during this time. So I would be taking lifts everywhere. So I was on the phone with him going to the pizza shop. So when I was in the lift, I forgot to mute my background inside the lift. And the radio was set. The radio was like, oh, 99 Jams, which is, everybody know 99 Jams. If you from here, you live here, you know 99 Jams is a radio station. It's a Hot 97 of New York, basically. So he confronted me saying I'm a liar and I was here the whole time and blah, blah, blah. And he would beg me to like come to see him and pick him up from work and stuff. But I'm like, at this point in July coming, after I had my surgery, I don't know, like God just helped me. Yeah, after my surgery, like God just made me a stronger woman. Like I was healed, definitely. Like when they say time healed, time healed. So by then I was over him. Like I wouldn't wake up and think about him as much. I wouldn't think about the situation. So I knew, like, listen, you getting blocked and I don't want to talk to you for the rest of your life. And that's what I did. I blocked him at the end of July. So I was strong enough by then to stand my ground and not let him back in my life anymore. It took so much power to block him, but I was able to do it because he was like my first relationship, my first person that I fell in love with. So, it was hard, but it was finally done after a year and a half, And after this, I knew this block was going to be the last one and I wasn't going to ever speak to him again. So, yeah. Finally blocked him the end of July. It's 7 months now. I haven't spoke to him. Some of y'all know I have a new number. So, he been texting the old number. My old number is still on because I have like a family line with my parents. So, he been texting like that old number or whatever, trying to get in contact with me and sending messages about his unemployment, because I used to do that for him as well, filing the unemployment, and he needs his information, and just like talking to me really disrespectfully. So that's the end of my heartbreak. I'm surprised. Like, honestly, I'm definitely healed because I was able to talk through this video, did not get emotional once. So God definitely healed me, delivered me, and took me out of this situation, this toxic life that I was in, and put me in a better place. I'm in a happier position than I ever been thus far in my life, and I just want to stay here. But ladies, this is my advice to you. When you see one red flag, don't ignore that red flag. That's literally the person showing you their true colors early on. And that's God showing you like, hey, this is this person, you need to get out of this shit. So from now on, when I see a red flag from the beginning, child, I am gone, because yeah, I'm not finna play with nobody no more. I'm not finna like open up my heart as much anymore to let someone damage it. I'm not finna like give my all, like, let a guy take advantage of me, like giving him everything, paying for everything and stuff like that. No, those days is over. Fatu is smarter, and she finna love even smarter now. Ain't no nigga finna mess with me ever again like this, like David did. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I know it's long, but definitely watch through the video. It's definitely some tea and a lesson learned on my part. And I hope sharing my story, making myself vulnerable with you guys, can help connect with me better. Please don't forget to like and comment this video. And I will see you guys on the next video.